Um, recording is on. There we go. So do we want to do personal for you first, or input or guidance, or do you want me to just channel because I like all of them?
However you can channel, whatever
Okay,
comes first.
cool. Hang on. Let me see. Can you think with me for just a little bit, for about a minute? I need you to ask this person to come through, and I need you to remember good memories with them.
Okay.
Okay? For about 60 seconds. My connection is only as good as your connection. And so we have to bring it all through.
Okay.
So for about a minute, start thinking about them, start feeling. And then after about a minute, I'm going to start talking. Okay? So let's go into it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Mm. Okay. Okay. I know that hasn't been a minute, but we already got a pretty big word that goes along with it. Um, Mind you, when they talk exactly like people because they are. They just don't have a body. So in my head, he said something about um, not wanting to be a disappointment. I don't know what goes along with that. We'll just keep that there for a second. So I don't know if what his actions caused could have been disappointing, something like that. Hang on. Hang on. Love to joke all the time. This is somebody that you're buddy with. He's like joking, messing with you. Hang on. Hang on. Trying to figure out the relationship. There's like a weird romantic twist that goes along with this. Is this like a brother? It's like this romantic relationship that goes along with it, but it's like a this vibe. I don't know what this is. It's like somebody you hang out with and are buddy with, but like there's this. Who is this person to you?
My son's dad.
Oh, that's the romantic relationship part. Okay, okay, okay. So that's why he's such like this. Okay, okay. Because that's when like there's this weird romantic twist that goes along with this. Hang on, hang on. Hold on. I said I didn't have a lot to say. I have a lot to say now. Was he a big talking person?
He
Yeah,
could be at times, yeah.
because he's talking about some people say I don't have a lot to say, but I have a lot to say now, and I'm like, oh, okay, okay, hang on, hang on. Throat. He's like, get it, come on, bring it at me. I'm like, okay, you're very excited right now. Hang on, I'm not on your level yet, bro. Hang on. Do it. I don't know what he's saying. I didn't fucking mean to do it. I don't know what that means. I don't know where disappointment goes along with that as well. Hang on. Where it's like little pieces of the story are coming in together. I don't know what that is. Hang on. I gave her hell. Wait. So when he passed, was he not? Were y'all not together? Okay, because he's talking about giving you hell. He's like, I gave her hell. He's like, but, like, I'm like, what are you doing? Where is this disappointment coming from?
His lifestyle.
Ivy. Okay. Okay. It's okay. Hang on. Because he's like, they were disappointed in me. I don't want them to think, or I don't want them to have disappointment in me. Like, that's where he's vibing at. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, that time. He said, I lived quick, I lived fast, and I died hard. I said, oh, well, that's interesting. Hang on. Hang on. He said that was a pussy way for me to go out. Um, I said, okay. It's almost like he totally wasn't. meaning for that to happen. It's almost like he just shuts down. How did he die?
The cops killed him.
That's why it was so. Okay. That's the disappointment part too. Interesting. Hang on. He said they tried to frame him like it was not set up. Was that something like that? Was there like a framing involved in here too?
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay. Because he's talking about it was like almost like a framing, like it wasn't meant to go that hard. It was, hang on. He made a lot of money.
When it came, yeah.
That's what he says. He's talking to me about it. He's like, oh, like this. And I was like, oh, okay. Hang on. He said even that was quick-lived. I said, fine. Hang on. Hold on. Was there like a standoff between him and the cops?
Yeah.
Okay, because I said, what happened? Did they just rip you out of your car? Like, how did this go? He's like, I may have been a little aggressive back at them like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, there could have been and I'm like, he's showing me this standoff thing. Like, it's almost like a joke to him right now with how it happened. Like, he's almost kind of laughing about it. Hang on. Oh, they shot him.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, because I hear the pops. Pop, pop, pop. Hang on. I wouldn't let it go. What is he not letting go?
He wouldn't let it go.
Yeah. Why is he not like surrendering?
He didn't want to go back to jail, and every time that they caught him, they would beat him to intensive care. Last time they shot his ear off.
Oh my God.
So he didn't want to get caught again.
Yeah, he didn't want to let the lifestyle go because he's like, I didn't want to let it go.
No, he lived for it. As much as he loved me and our son, he still loved that lifestyle.
Yeah, definitely. Hold on. Wait, this was at a house?
It happened. He got shot and killed at someone's house.
Okay, cool. Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like asking like, well, where'd you die? Did this happen like in the parking lot? Like, what is this? And he keeps showing me like structure. Like I'm in the structure. I'm like, okay, so this is the house. Hang on. Oh, he's very cocky about. Hold on. Does your son look just like him?
He looks like me and him.
Okay, because he says, oh, that's my boy, that's my kid. He's like, you see him like with a name? Do you see this? And I'm like, I do. Hang on. He did say that y'all were hot though. Y'all were hot, so it means that y'all's relationship was on fire, and then it would like it was hot. Let's just say that. Like you were we're not going to go. This is the male talking, so it gets far more explicit in my head that I'm like, but that's where we're going here. Hang on. Oh, she still wanted me to see him. So you still allowed him in your son's life. Yeah, that's what he says. I said, did she take him away from you? Like all this bullshit, what was going on? He was like, no. She still had the grace to allow me to see him. I was like, I know. Hang on. I'll snatch him. Okay, are you not with anybody now?
No.
Okay, so he says, he says some bad words, like try to take advantage of her or something like that. And then, like, I guess it's men or relationships that you were in or something like that. And he says, oh, like I'll snatch them or like I'll kill them, like that type of thing. And I'm like, okay. And he's talking about not there anymore. Hang on. He says, I whisper to her and she doesn't hear me. You feel him. Mm-hmm. He's talking about like getting down, like whispering to you, and you don't hear him. And he's like, "I'm thick. The room is thick." He's there. He's there. Hang on. Hang on. Hold on. Wait. Did he have multiple kids though?
He had 2.
Okay, cool. Because I'm like, who is it with you? And he's joking about lifestyle. He's like, oh, I have this. This was successful. And he's like, I have another kid. And then he was like, who knows how many? And I'm like, oh my God, can you stop with that? Stop. Hang on. He's joking about it. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, wait. So y'all were never, hold on. Oh, you were his solid. Hang on. I'm sorry I did that to her. He's sorry he did that to you. He's talking in my ear. It's almost like he's like she was my solid, like that was pretty much as close to a wife that I ever had. And he's talking about I can't believe I did this to her. And then he's talking about being very, very selfish and not looking at anything else besides that. And then he's talking about how stupid it was. He's like, that's so stupid. That's so stupid. I'm like, I know. Hang on. Nobody, he said I had to look out for myself. Nobody would listen to me. I don't know what that is. He goes, hold on. Was he peddling drugs at one point?
He's been his entire life.
Okay, cool. Sorry, he's just showing me large packs of like cocaine that you see on like Narcos and stuff, or like this, and I'm like, well, that's cool. Like that works, you know. Oh, if it wasn't illegal, and I would totally do it too. Hang on. I don't want to kill by people, you know. Hang on. Younger. Wait, how young did y'all meet? Like 10 years before that?
No, we've been together since we were 17, 18. So it's been about 18, 19 years.
Wow. That's why he's saying a lot younger. Okay, because he's literally showing you like being this like petite little thing.
Used to be.
He's talking about that, but he's talking about boobs. And I'm like, okay, thank you. We don't need to see that. And then he's talking about what he turned into, and he's talking about how he filled out versus like how he was like the skinny little guy. Anyways, this whole thing and how, hold on. Did y'all actually get no, you didn't. Did y'all actually get y'all's names tattooed on each other?
I'm going to be getting his name tattooed on me, but he's had an angel on his arm since I was 18 and then put my name next to it because I've always been his angel. So
perfect. Oh, so okay, cool. Sorry, he literally shows me like your name and then he shows it on you. That's why I was like, wait, y'all do. That's the whole thing. Hang on. So go and do that. Go and do that as soon as you can. That's a perfect thing. Hang on. Wait. How many times did he go to prison? Because he says he would add on every time he went to prison.
Too many times.
You know what? It's okay. It's a learning experience. He got to eat. It's okay. Hang on. He's talking about busting them. So he's very funny, intellectual, slightly violent, hilarious. I like this guy. Hang on. Oh. Ooh. When this is going to get all nitty gritty. Hold on. Was he like not fully dressed when they shot him?
I don't know. We never got to see anything or know anything. We had to call it in, and the cops weren't even going to tell us. We had to call it in and say that's his car, like his mom had to. And then they called and verified that it was him, and then I got the phone call that morning.
Oh my God. So he's talking about, this is where the reason I asked that question. He talks about like coming out of the house or whatever it is and talking about being either like half dressed or like in like a wife beater and like shorts or like not normally dressed. Like that's the whole thing. And then he's talking about how it's a shame that he died like that because they just covered him up with a sheet and that's it. Like this whole big finale of life just like ends like this. It's a weird concept. It's almost like they're they're understanding their own mortality. It's, hold on. No, so they killed him right on the spot. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, oh, wait, you didn't die there? They took you to the hospital and they revived. And then he's like, no, they shot me on the spot. I'm like, oh, okay. Hang on. He said all he was thinking was about his son in those moments. Oh, wow. Hang on. Hold on. We're going to watch out after him now. Was he cremated?
No.
I don't know why he's showing me this. He's showing me literally being in. Who? Do you have an 18-year-old? No way.
No, he's 11.
Okay. Do you have a picture of him in your son's room?
Yeah, it's all three of us. It's an
Okay.
old-fashioned picture, and then one that he drew of all three of us together.
Okay, because this is where he's showing me like I'm always with him, like watching over him, and then he shows me like being set up or being on a wall, and that's why I'm like, are you meaning like you're physically there? And then he's showing me an image of him, and I'm like, you're not cremated, so I know you're not there. I'm like, what do you mean? And he keeps flashing this picture of him, and I'm like, okay, so that must mean that you have that there. Hang on. Wait, okay, so your son barely knows him or barely knew him?
No, he knows. He knew him. He just didn't get to spend too much time as a son and dad should.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
of the prison and lifestyle.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Because I'm like, so what do you think of like your son? How did that relationship go? And he's like, oh, I could barely know him. Like, I barely knew him. I was like, oh, okay. Hang on. Wait, would you bail him out?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, I said, what do you mean? Like, tell me more about this lifestyle. He was like, oh, I get into some shit. They pick me up. He's like, she bailed me out. I was like, oh, okay. Hang on. He's like, I'd get yelled at. Come back in. Hang on. He said, we decided to finally part ways when I was doing it all the time. Was that the thing?
It got to a point where me and him got really bad. And my son said, have you had enough? Because he would get a little violent.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So my son said, are you done with my dad? That's when I called it done between him and I said, we can't. We just need to be friends.
Yeah. We can't do it. Yeah. I get it. So that's where that anger spark from him comes through. Hang on. And you don't back down. So that's the other thing. You don't back down. So it's like he has this explosive, intense anger, and then you're just like, oh no, I'm gonna uppercut you, and then you just keep pushing it through the roof. And he's like, all right. It's back and forth. I love it. Hang on. I'd be interested to do y'all's charts too, just because it'd be funny to see how much y'all are the same. You both have a lot of Aries inside of you. So both a lot of like very hot-headedness. And I like, hang on. You have the mothering aspect. He has the I want to go and have fun.
Yes.
Aspect all about him. Hang on. Can you not? Did you not celebrate his birthday this year?
I did.
You did? Okay.
It was hard to try to do it, but we did end up doing it at night.
Okay, perfect. Because he's making, this is not mean in any sense. He's almost like making fun of it. He's just like, you know what? I'm like, what? He's like, they just almost didn't like celebrate my birthday, And I'm like, what? That's a very narcissistic thing to say. Hang on. Wish me happy birthday. Okay, cool. So y'all, hang on. He talks about you as his friend. He said, that's my friend. That's my friend. It's my lifelong friend. You really were a confidant to him. So, hang on. He's talking about relationships for you in the future. He said don't look to him for those, for help. That's all that. It's not a. It's like a. It's a. But he's just like he wants you to be with somebody, wants you to love. But then he's also like he's like, oh, that's mine. Like still very territorial about it, and I don't usually have that. Like usually, like yes, she needs somebody to love and be with her. And he was like, oh, and as far as relationships goes, he's like, I'm here with her, but I won't give her any help on that. Like it's like. Hang on. Was he like this in real life too?
Yes.
Oh my god! Like I'm like, dude, you're a little snarky. Hang on. Hang on. Wait. Oh my. He's with an older gentleman. Talks about hugging some older gentleman. He's like, I'm here with him. I'm like, oh, okay. Hang on. Did you and him almost have a second kid together?
We would have had 2 before our son.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Because he's mentioning like daughters, mentioning daughter. So I don't know what maybe that goes
Okay.
on. Hang on. Oh, so those were just early miscarriages, correct?
I actually got abortions.
Gotcha. Okay. Because he says if it wasn't for the stress that I was giving her, that's the only reason to say that. Hang on. Probably so too, right? Hang on. Oh wow. Wow, that was really early on in the relationship. Were you out here doing the lifestyle too a little bit, and then you kind of like went back?
Yeah. So.
Okay, hold on, pause. Let me tell you what he said. You ready? He said, now don't let her fool you. It's not all about me. He was like, she was right here too, and she just decided to hang back. And I said, okay, I'll ask her. He's like, go, do it. I'm like, I can't just do that, dude. So yeah, okay. So tell me about that. That's interesting. He's tattooed. Tell me.
I was 17. He actually didn't know that I was partying, but he would party. And then once he found out, then we partied together. But I was really extremely serious. So it got to a point I punched him in his face over cards. So he told me either I need to quit or I can't be with him. So I chose his love over drugs, and I was sober after that.
Oh, wow. Way to go. Get it.
Yeah.
Good job. That's hard. You did a good job.
I was still running around doing the bad stuff with him, but I was sober.
Wow. Yep. Okay. Yeah, he's telling on you. See, it's just like best friends what they do. They burn each other. That's exactly what happens. Oh my God. Hang on. Love her. He said, I love her. I didn't tell her that enough. Hang on. He said, I don't know if I love myself. Hang on. He is coming back around. He's not being like as cocky anymore. He's kind of like, oh, I can be her angel. That's a whole nother thing. He's talking about that. Hang on. Oh, your son is really smart. To apply himself. He said, no, he just needs to apply himself. I'm like, Okay. I'll tell him that too. Hang on. Yeah, he is good. He's okay. Now, it's interesting when I feel him because he feels very like in this room with us. So he hasn't, I guess you'd say, like exalted when we go to quote unquote heaven, whatever you want to call it. He just kind of feels like he hangs out in the room, which means he's like normal, earthbound, whatever it is. So it's like he's almost trying to, either he hasn't let go of the lifestyle mentally, or he's still getting used to him passing. Was it less than 2 years ago now from him?
It was in August of last year.
So he is still getting used to passing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense then. Okay. Yeah. Usually it's like that's the exact same feeling that goes along with it. So what I want you to do right now is he's around, he's with you. Talk to him. Talk his ear off. And he is a funny man. I could read him for forever. His little personality pops out. It's not little, it's big. And I tell you what, if I had more time, we could sit there and you would have an argument with me, honestly, because he would be arguing back and forth, and I'd just be like, I don't know what y'all are doing, but okay. So what I want you to do right now is take a few minutes, have a good breather, have a good cry, first off. Okay. Number two, if you have any questions or if you need me again, just email me. I got you. Okay. Another thing is re-listen and rewatch the session tomorrow. And if you have any questions, email me. And the last thing is you may have a dream about him more than often over these next few days, just because that's what happens when you start to do it, but then that'll slowly go away too. So just be in the moment, enjoy it. He's definitely around you though. I can tell you.
I can feel him. I do have dreams. He does come to me.
Yes, and that's good. Do you know why? Because he hangs out with you and he still talks shit. That's exactly what happened. So, yeah. So just know you have a friend, okay?
Yes.
So if you have any questions, Danielle, just let me know, okay?
Okay.
Love you.
Thank you. You're
welcome. Bye.
Bye.